That's what we're doing, and we are back. We are brought to you by.
Move the mic in your face, Joe.
We are brought to you by Dan Rouse at Cherry Hill Mitsubishi, KO Pest Control, KCD Construction, Pace Roofing, Hoover Delivery Service, ERT Restoration, Doodah's Distro, J-Bo's Creations, Art History, Kelsey Kool-Aid Art, Four Seasons Landscaping, Sharky's Barbershop, RD Realty, Bone Marrow Capital Adjustment, Santini's Grill, A Plus Insurance at Tyson and Castor, Ivy Innovations, and Ghost with the Most Boutique. It's been a long time coming. Rob Tomlinson.
What's up,
everybody.
man? What's up?
He left me to go to Nashville.
I left you in particular. That was the main reason why I left.
Yeah, no, I know. It's fine.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to get away. Like fucking, who's that guy? Lenny Kravitz, dude.
Wow.
Right, dude? We're starting off hot. Rob is, he's a man of many hats. Good friend, musician, through the motions, great band.
Always going through them.
Always going through.
All the time.
Tried stand-up a week ago.
I did.
Terrifying, right?
I probably won't do it ever again.
Yeah.
It was the hardest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
Hands down.
It's pretty tough, right?
I would play literally 40 funerals of like close friends dying before doing another open mic stand-up.
Yeah. Would you do a eulogy at a funeral?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah. It sucked. I bombed so fucking bad, dude. It was horrible.
It's all right. You have no desire to try it again.
I mean, maybe if I actually like spent the time to actually like give a shit about what I was saying or like building up a joke.
Yeah.
Rather than just like telling a funny story that no one thinks is funny at all.
It is. Trust me, I've done it before on stage and I was like, you guys don't get it.
Yeah.
One of my favorite jokes that I've tried on stage that it's just it's like a slow burn. It's kind of a clever joke.
Okay.
But there's a book called The Art of Doing Nothing. And somebody I know is like posted it like, this book is great. And I said, it's the first chapter, throw it out. Because that would be
right.
Doing nothing.
Yeah, yeah. Right. That would be doing nothing. That is correct.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But there's a whole book. Chapters and all.
You read it all.
I didn't read it.
You didn't read it.
I just knew it was a book. And I was like, wouldn't it be throwing it out? Wouldn't that be the art?
I mean, I guess the more of the art would be to buy the book, but then like never do anything after you buy it.
Yeah.
So.
Like with your life.
Right.
Just
yeah.
end it all right after. But even that's doing something.
Yeah, that's still doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe staring at the book.
Yeah, just stare at it. But that's also doing something.
Yeah.
It's impossible to do nothing, dude, now that I think about it.
There's an art form, Joe.
Yeah, it is the art
Jesus.
of doing nothing.
Christ.
#1 bestseller.
I
don't know if that's true.
It's not.
It's not.
It's
It
probably
could
not
be,
true.
though, dude. You've been back up for, what, a week? You like the segues here?
That was solid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was supposed to be up here for a bachelor party. My boy and his fiance both got COVID as I was driving up here.
Yeah.
Or they didn't get it as I was driving up here. They told me as I was driving up here. And so it got canceled,
Okay.
obviously. And then I've just been hanging out,
Catching up.
seeing
up,
peeps, doing shit like this.
That's good. And they're all like, we miss
playing
you.
some Smash,
Nice.
doing a lot of running,
Yeah.
did some jamming.
You are a runner, dude.
I just run from everything.
Yeah, that's good, dude. Wow, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know for that much.
That's deep, dude.
Nah.
Nah,
I love
that's an impressive thing because I have no desire to do anything physical.
Not a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Once you,
It's like I don't even know you anymore. I saw you in Nashville and you were like, where you live now, in case I didn't say that. But
yeah.
you were just running marathons. I was like, who is this guy, dude?
I don't even know what happened. I think it was like
How does one even get into that? Do you even know how it happened? You just one day, you were
I
just
had a friend of mine that wanted to run a half marathon in Nashville when I first moved down there. And she was like, do this with me. And I was a fat lard. You know,
Yeah.
I'm still overweight, but we're working on it.
You're a yo-yo.
I
Do you know what that is?
I don't, but I have an idea.
You fluctuate.
Like
a lot.
you're
You're either skinny or you're a slob.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's going on with this guy?
It's very true. You're 100% correct.
Your hair yo-yo still. It's good right now.
Right.
But you get it to like a mid-length
Yeah, my hair is.
You look like you
it's
have
like
an extra chromosome. It's
right.
like, what's wrong with this guy?
Oh my god! I give a shit, and then I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And then either like pretty much what happens is like I get like addicted to like starting over.
Yeah.
And then I basically just start over like once every 6 months.
That's good.
And then like at the end of the 6 months, I hate myself.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all right, well, then I'll just overeat and DoorDash and isolate for a year, and then I'll do it all over again.
Yeah.
So this time I'm trying to not do that and just.
What's your go-to eat like a piece of shit? Like, are you a
Chinese probably?
Food?
Yeah.
That does it for you?
Yeah, there's a Chinese restaurant by my house that knows what I get every time.
And they're like,
he's like, boneless spare ribs again? And I'm like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, and they're like,
the fuck do you think?
No see.
I was going like
An extra dumpling.
I was going like 4 days a week at one point.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, nice.
We went to, I think this is the most interesting thing. It's in, I believe, Bristol, Pennsylvania. Me and you went the one time. It's a pizza place and a Chinese food place at the same time.
A double whammy.
And I was like, I can't believe this place exists.
Bristol is the home of many great American cuisine spots.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, anyway, so she was like, do this half marathon with me, and then I was just hooked after that, and because it's like dopamine to the T. And then I recently got into, like, when I went through fat lard phase 4 or 5, I think I ended up finding out about this guy, David Goggins. Have you ever heard of this guy?
Yeah.
And I became like obsessed with him. And I was like, this guy.
What is the exact motivational guy?
He's just a straight up masochistic ultra runner.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, like all this potential of my life is like passing by and I'm just, wasting away. And
I think if Goggins met you, he would like you.
He'd be like, get the fuck out of my face.
Do you ever think that a lot about people like you? I guess
idolize, yeah.
And you're like, do you think they would hate me if I met them?
I don't think he'd hate me. I think he'd be like, what are you doing? Like, all right, stay hard. And then would keep it moving, I guess.
Just run off into the fucking.
But everyone's, I feel like you don't.
Goggins ever Forrest Gump and just run across the whole.
That's pretty much like the story of my life is that I just fall in love with like, Jenny's all over the place. And then I just start running because I'm a retard. You know what I mean?
One day you're just like,
Jenny's Jenny just gets slammed, just rammed by some dude, and I just start running. That's like me with it to a T.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
Do you ever walk in the room while they're getting slammed and that's when you start running? You're just like,
no, they normally just get tagged. They normally just get tagged on social media. And I just go, oh, okay. Yeah. And then
you just lace up the boots.
Let's go.
Start running.
Yeah. Man. I can't fuck away the pain anymore or drink away the pain anymore. So I have to take it out on myself, I guess.
As I like to call you once a month while you're in Nashville and tell you, you're not that special.
No. Yeah. No, I'm just another human.
You're not a tortured artist like you think you are.
No, definitely not.
But you do put out great work. You do.
Nice segue. Anyway.
Yeah, and you put out great work. I remember when you were like a week living into Nashville and we were talking and you were all about Smoothie King.
Smoothie King's great.
And you were like, they got, like you were gone for years. You're like, they got Smoothie King.
They got Smoothie King down here.
We got one now.
You got one.
Yeah. But
we should have went.
Yeah. But I was more annoyed that you were like, you got Smoothie King up there. I'm like, you just moved there. Like you would know if we have a Smoothie King.
Yeah.
I built one like literally a month after you asked that. And I was like,
really?
Oh, wow.
They must have known. They must have been listening in.
They knew. You would go to Smoothie King every day. Was that part of your eating like shit phase?
Smoothie King, I mean.
I like to think Smoothie King is something you think is good for you, but it's probably not that good.
No, it's awful for you. I was getting this thing called the Daily Warrior. Yeah. That's the name of the smoothie. It probably had boneless spare ribs in it, a scoop of peanut butter, and like maybe an apple, and that was
and a fried egg.
Yeah, essentially, probably some Suboxone in there.
Nice, dude.
You know what I mean? And sprinkle a little bit of crack and
a little Suboxone flavored smoothie.
Daily Warrior.
Yeah, man.
Smoothie King.
Yeah, you are the Daily Warrior. Dude. Goggins would be proud, dude.
Goggins might actually be proud.
Do you think he drinks Smoothie King?
He probably doesn't.
Yeah, no Daily Warriors.
No Daily Warriors for Goggins. Yeah,
man.
Sadly.
What else is going on, man?
Not much. Just been trying to take some time. Like basically, I haven't seen any of my family in a couple years, so this is like another reason why I'm up here is to touch base with some people, see a lot of people I haven't seen in a hot minute, hit the reset button on a lot of things, trying to figure out what the fuck to do musically. Because that's like such a big question mark, like I've been bartending down south for about a year or
Yeah.
so now, and I don't want to be a bartender for the rest of my fucking life.
Amen, brother.
You know what I'm saying? And stay sober. So
Yeah.
I have to like do both things, I guess,
Yeah.
properly well. And, you know, I like it's in one hand, I'm like, I just want to fucking tour. And then on the other hand, it's like, well, where the fuck you going to go, idiot? You know,
Yeah.
like, and then you don't know if everything's going to be closed down in a month or so or 2 months. And then you're just like, well, what? Then you're just like, so we put out a couple music videos. I think we're going to put out another one. They've been doing actually pretty well.
They're doing very well.
Yeah. And that's pretty cool. But like, I'm the happiest when I'm traveling and performing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it is tough right now with everything that's been going on. That's why I've been slacking on stand-up for like a year now.
Really?
And like I started slowly going back out, but like at the same time, I'm like, it's
weird.
Go back down again. You know what I mean?
It's weird.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm like, is it worth it to?
I don't know,
for
dude.
5
Like,
minutes.
I literally lived my life for the longest time, probably ever since I was like 13 or 14 years old, from like show to show.
Yeah.
That was my life. It's like, okay, we have a show coming up on August 13th.
Yeah.
All of my time and energy outside of work or whatever the fuck I was doing, school or whatever, was focused on getting people to that show,
Yeah.
talking to people about the show, practicing for the show. Then the show happens, and like literally my next thought is, when's the next show?
Yeah. When's the next one?
And that was my life for
I know.
15, 16, 17 years.
I've had people be like, when are you dropping your next special? I'm like,
Right.
You know how hard that is? to do
Yeah.
an hour? You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. And
And I'm
on-
happy it's out, but like sometimes I look back and I'm like, I wish I never put that out.
Really?
'Cause I
Why?
coulda- just because I could have done it way better.
yeah, but
But
that's
also 6 months in.
but that's like, okay. So I have an opinion about that. There are so many people that like want to do what you do.
Yeah.
We have a couple friends,
You've tried.
maybe.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of who like so
I
okay,
don't know
take
if you
that.
tried to do an hour, but you
No,
attempted
but
to-
the point I'm trying to make is that like there's a lot of people you and I both know that we know some people that can actually do it probably pretty well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they have this thing where they already come up with an excuse on why it's not going to work.
Yeah.
And there are so many people that do that shit. And if you actually just go out and just like fail or basically have nothing to fucking lose,
Yeah.
then you're already winning essentially. And you might be surprised at like what might actually happen from there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's that old 10,000 hours method thing. I forget who said it. It's like, you ever hear that?
No.
If you spend 10,000 hours on anything.
Oh,
you'll
right.
succeed in it.
Yeah. I actually have heard that.
Which makes me think. I think this is like, I think if this hits 100 episodes, this goes for, that's 10,000 hours, I think, unless my math's way out. It might
Oh.
just be 1,000 hours.
Way off, dude.
Really?
Damn, bro.
Is that only 1,000 hours?
Well, if it's
Each episode's
you have
an
100
hour.
yeah, that'd be 100 hours.
100 hours, Joe.
We're way off.
Well, almost 10,000 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost
I spent
10,000.
10,000 minutes.
There you
on
go.
this,
It's
you
like
know
the
what I
same
mean?
principle, I guess.
Which in this day and age, that's what you need is minutes. Life is just a series of 5-minute clips.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. I think the hardest part for me now is like succumbing to like what you need to do as an artist or whatever the fuck you want to call it to be like successful in today's day and age or be noticed and starting to do TikTok thing and like all I want to do is just write and play and do that shit live because a lot of my self-esteem is associated with that shit.
Yeah.
And when I'm not doing it, my head automatically goes to you have no self-worth or value. Like, what the fuck are you good for?
Yeah.
Yada, yada,
I
yada.
do that at least 5 times a day.
Minimum.
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 Yeah, it's a lot more.
Yeah.
I did it a lot this morning. I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. As I was at Applebee's polishing glasses, I was like, is this all there is? to
Dude,
life?
We
And
have
there's not.
this drink called the Hulk Hogan at this bar that I
Red
work
and
at.
yellow?
It is red, white, and blue.
Okay.
It is
I like it.
blueberry vodka and lemonade,
Mhm.
and then you stick red, white, and blue bomb pop in the drink. And every time that I do it, I think, like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're
What
doing it, brother. Yeah.
What am I doing?
How many bomb
But there's
pops do
nothing
you
wrong.
guys-
There's nothing wrong with it. It's good money. But the point I'm trying to make is that like in order, like if I genuinely want to like be somewhat a happy, responsible person and follow a pipe dream or whatever the fuck it is, I have to take those risks. Like put out an hour special
Yeah.
in order to have a chance. You know what I mean? It's not something that is going to be like when I have all of the when I have the spreadsheet of all the shit that I need to do in order to be successful lines up, that's when I'm going to take the risk. And like, that'll just never happen.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
You know,
I feel like that's why a lot more people don't succeed in it because no one just goes for it.
Right.
You know?
Right. And the people that go out and are absolute fucking idiots are the ones that normally make shit happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I just live my life in a clueless fantasy world where I'm like, it's gonna work out.
Well, I don't know about that. I think that you do stuff, you bring people together. That's your I think the core of like who you are as a person. You're almost like a mascot for social interaction.
Yeah. Which fun fact, I'm not even that crazy about people in general.
Yeah,
but it's, you know
what I'm saying though?
I hear you. Dude,
like people like
it's a weird thing.
Yeah, people just like being around you. And you're also a good friend too. So I guess that is a rarity.
I try.
Nowadays.
I really do try.
Joe has been like one of the few people I would say that has consistently just been like, "What's up, buddy?
Yeah.
How you doing, pal?"
Because that's all we want. You know what I mean?
Just a little, "What's up,
I realize most in conversation, I think a lot of this comes from AA and being sober, is just like people don't want an answer.
Right.
They just want to talk it out.
Right. Sure.
Like if you're going through something and you want to bitch about the problem, I'm not going to give you any advice because you don't care. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe
yeah. I'm not like looking for a solution.
Yeah, exactly. You're just like, I need to get this out before it eats me alive inside and I end up with a barrel in my mouth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do know exactly what you mean, sadly.
So yeah, social interaction is huge.
Oh, it's just about, I noticed over time, like you and I both know a lot of people like didn't make it through this past year in general. And I think a lot of that is due to the fact of like the stuff that I talked about, like getting like basically taking away like the thing that gives you a sense of like self-worth or value or whatever the fuck that is. Like when you're not doing that, for me, my head goes to, well, I'm going to just do the next best thing and play Melee.
Yeah, I'm just gonna play Super Smash.
I'm going to play Smash or I'm going to I mean, like, I will say, like, one of the best things that came out of quarantine for me personally was I bought a PC. I started playing Warzone. I started playing Overwatch, which is a fucking, like...
I love Overwatch.
I've
played it a few times.
Overwatch is a lot of fun with, like, the right group of people, but... it's like I've never played a first person shooter prior to that game. Yeah. So I think that was a pretty ridiculous first person shooter to play.
A bit wacky.
You know what I mean?
Then the rule sets for it because like I've only played it a few times. It's like you got to protect this shit. And usually you play a first person shooter, you're like just kill everyone.
Right. Yeah. Kill everyone, respawn, and whatever. But
Overwatch actually has like objectives, and it's like this is a lot more.
Yeah, Overwatch is a really really fun game with the right people, and I started getting into that stuff a lot. And then I had a buddy of mine that like bet me that I couldn't ever win a Warzone solo. And he was like, I'll bet you like $10. If you get 10 kills and win a Warzone solo, I'll give you $10. And I didn't care about the money, obviously, but just like that alone was like, all right, I'm going to show you, motherfucker. Yeah. So I spent the next like 2 months like literally learning as much as I could about Warzone solos. I got into like Dr. Disrespect and shit. You know, Dr. Disrespect. I fucking became obsessed with that motherfucker. Yeah. I started watching all of his videos, Tim the Tap Man, Teat, whatever the fuck that dude's name is. Yeah, that guy plays video games. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. And then I fell into that fucking world. And then I ended up winning a solo, and it was like the greatest achievement of my fucking life.
I talked about it a few times on here. I never got the joy of like when watching other people like stream video games, and I just get it now because it's when I was grinding in Smash. Because same thing, our buddy Mike, who was just miserable, he was like, "You'll never make it into Elite Smash," which is
right.
And I was like, "I'm getting in there."
Yeah, dude.
And there was a lot of days where it's just like the world of GSP and Smash Ultimate is just none of it makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
I would be like 1 win away, then I would go on a 5-game losing streak, and it's like you're at 2, which is like a unattainable number. GSP. It's like you have 2 now. Work yourself back up.
Yeah.
But I made it in.
Yeah.
I made a post about it on Instagram. I was like, guys, I did it.
Right.
32 years old. Playing a game for children.
I'll be 33. I'll be 33 on Sunday.
Yeah, I'll be 33 in November. Man.
Yeah. So it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, but I get such joy out of people like streaming games because I'm just like, I feel like I got it through osmosis, getting better a little bit because I'm like, oh, I never thought to do that, and I don't know how to do it. And everyone YouTubes things when they don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So why not in video games?
Yeah, right. No, exactly. I think you should stream. Absolutely. I think when you start like getting into like doing this shit more,
Yeah.
and you get a setup, like all you got to do is just get like a capture card on that Lumix, dude, and fucking you're in. Just get a nice Ethernet connection, and like you'll be great. You already got like if you just get a microphone and shit, you're already doing it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Pretty much.
Like
I feel like you were talking about some like Overwatch is fun with other people. Like there's so many games. Like if you just get a group of people, like I would love to do that.
Right.
Like do the podcast and do like 2 separate videos a week, but of like a game.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Just
And
make
it's just
content.
Me and 3 other people. I don't care. Just playing a game.
I think
Mario Kart would be great.
I think just even like you and Mark, the dialogue that you guys would have playing Ultimate like on stream would be fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
I think that would be fucking great.
Bad, too. I'm not.
That it doesn't
Yeah.
matter, dude. You see Tim the Tatman and Dr. Disrespect, they're trash, but they're hilarious together.
I want to start like a petition, and maybe I can get it big enough where I end up in Ultimate and just get our fucking Summit next year, and I just get smoked.
Did you see what happened?
You need a big follow.
They did that actually with Melee. Just
some dude was like,
yeah,
put me in.
There was a guy named Nick Yingling out of Indiana, I think, who was friends with Ludwig and Slime and all those cats, and he ended up getting this insane fucking level of people to support him, and ended up getting into Summit.
Yeah,
as a direct result of getting voted in
got smoked,
got trashed.
Yeah, I want to do that for
He
Ultimate
got smoked.
next year. I just want to start petitioning now to get into Summit and be like, I am terrible at this game.
Yeah,
but I made it into Elite, so you know.
Yeah, I think as long as what I learned
if I
from
could
that,
take a stock from someone at a major tournament, like
my goal,
a top 20 player, I would be like, I'm amazing at this game,
dude. My goal for the next tournament is to literally play, or my goal at some point is to take one set off of someone at a weekly, and if like that's like the short term goal that I'm working towards now.
I know,
and I gotta grind. I want to grind. Like I don't know if I can play Dr. Mario anymore, but I'm probably going to start grinding. I think Falco, I'm going to probably start grinding. Because I feel like I would have the most fun, like picking him up over time and like learning tech skill with him and all that shit.
As opposed to Ultimate, where you have 92 options.
600
like,
characters.
Yeah, and you're just like, who should I be, dude?
Tim the Tatman or fucking... Yeah, I don't know.
Should we both get into Summit next year? You go for Melee, I'll go for Ultimate.
I'm in, dude.
Yeah.
Rube 420?
Rube
What's
420.
your tag?
My thing's just Good Jorb on my Switch.
Just Good Jorb.
Good Jorb. Are you familiar with Homestar Runner?
Yes.
Okay. Coach, was it Coach Z?
Coach Z, yeah.
Yeah, he couldn't say job, and he would just keep saying Good Jorb. So when I got my Switch, I was like, I don't even know. And I feel like it's something friendly, so like if you lose, I feel like that makes you rage more. You're like, I lost a Good Jorb.
Right. Dur did that. Tom Dwan with poker.
Yeah.
And Dur on full tilt.
And my favorite thing, you can set your D-pad up. You can't taunt online for Smash. I'm sure you're aware.
I am aware.
Unless you're playing in a lobby.
I am aware.
Which I have done to you. I will release the footage of me and Rob playing Ultimate.
Are you really?
No, I told you I was making a montage of my greatest KOs in it. I got one Donkey Kong clip, and then I was like, this is too much. Because I had it on like my.
I wouldn't care if you.
I know you wouldn't care. I was gonna put like that fucking Karate Kid song on, like you're the best around. Nothing's ever gonna.
I did a montage of my Dr. Mario.
Yeah.
Having a combo.
It's on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah.
I was a fan. I like Dr. Mario.
Dr. Mario is a fucking G, dude. He's so good, like in my mind, with so many situations, but he's too slow.
See, it's great to be able to talk Smash because I bring up Smash to everyone who's on this podcast. And
do you really?
Grow up.
They're just like, get the fuck over
I bring
it.
it up a lot because they're like, what do you do other than this? I'm like, I play a lot of Nintendo. They're like, what do you play? I'm like, Smash. If a new game comes on, I'll play that for a while. Like, I was big in Mario Golf. I still turn it on eventually.
I heard it's okay.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun, yet again, when you're with your boys. Like, you're
Right.
all on a Snapchat call.
Right,
We're
right.
playing all the time.
Yeah.
I just got WarioWare, which I think will be stupid fun with a bunch of people.
WarioWare looks cool.
New Mario Party's coming out, which I think is actually going to be online.
You're right. They're actually making like a good Mario Party.
Well, it's all of them. Like, combined into one. Like all
Oh,
mini
really?
games. That's what it is. I think.
Ooh.
So it's like mini games from 1 and 2, like all the
That's pretty cool.
heaters when we were kids.
Yeah.
And I think
That's
because
actually pretty dope.
me and you both had Super Mario Party, and we played in the beginning of quarantine. We played online.
That's right.
I hate anything where you need to use the Joy-Con because they drift so much.
Right.
Especially a
nothing.
single Joy-Con. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't.
That
I
shit
never-
requires the amount of little skill that it takes to play those games. It takes away that even like that extra little skill thing.
I've always hated motion controls with Nintendo ever since the Wii.
The Wii, yeah.
I was
I
like,
agree.
I just want a controller.
They're just not fun.
Because they took one of my favorite GameCube games, which was Mario Strikers, the soccer game.
They turn into emotion.
They did it for the Wii, and you couldn't use a GameCube controller for it.
See, that's the main reason why I never got into Super Mario Galaxy was because it was all motion for the fucking collecting
Yeah.
stars and
They
shit.
figured it out in 3D World because you needed it because 3D World was for Wii U, and some things you needed like the fucking handheld system.
Yeah.
But they figured out a way. Like I think if you hit like the left bumper and like the fucking, I use a GameCube controller, so the yellow stick.
Yeah.
You know, because my GameCube controller is
Have you
technically a
played?
pro controller.
So you never played anything outside of like? Have you played like Hollow Knight or anything like that,
No, not really.
or
It's-
Celeste?
No, I like side scrollers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to. Another buddy of mine like made me a $25 bet. Said that you will 106% clear Hollow Knight,
Yeah.
and I was like, all right, well, fuck you then.
Yeah,
like
it's
I'm
time
gonna
to grind it out.
And then I did it. It took me 68 hours, but I will say that it's probably one of the best platformers I've ever played.
Yeah,
Period.
Well, one of the things I got so much enjoyment watching people like on YouTube stream was Mario Maker.
Oh yeah, I
'Cause
love
people
Mario
are
Maker.
like, I just made the most insane level, and I'm like, I could never do.
Have
that.
you ever heard of Barb on Twitch?
Mm-mm.
Barb makes Super Mario World hacks
Yeah.
and has made like some of the dopest. I got to send you some of their videos.
Yeah, send it
They're so like. There's literally I don't want to ruin it for you, but there's a part of the game of the ROM hack that he made where you have to literally look at stuff online,
Yeah.
like on websites in order to complete the game.
Yeah.
Like 100%. It's
Yeah.
absurd. It's so dope. It's so fucking cool.
Cool.
But I love that shit. My runners,
I know I saw
Mario.
it on the ride here, man.
Super
You got
Mario.
a Mario fucking watch.
little
dude.
Strava.
Are you Mario or Mario?
Super
Yes.
Super.
I always say Mario, but then like some people.
I'm
are
thinking
like,
about
it's-
it. I'm thinking about
But
it
some
now.
people are like it's Mario.
Super Mario. Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but when you're saying Mario, it's okay to be wrong. You know what I mean?
I
No, you say it the way I say. it.
yeah, I'm
with
cool,
you.
dude. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. You know.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool. We'll just talk about fucking playing video games. Anyway,
Yeah, that's what the people really want.
Yeah.
Like, you guys want to talk about sobriety, which the name is very misleading. I think people think that's what this is.
Really?
This is a sober podcast.
yeah.
Because if you know a little bit, you're like, oh, you got that from AA. And I'm like, yeah, it was just,
Thanks for sharing.
yeah. But then I'm like, you guys want to talk about video games? And most people are like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Just yeah, you should say thanks for playing.
Our people who don't walk the same lines of life that we do are just like, what's crack like? And I'm like, terrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess it's fun.
Let's
but
have
it's
him
also
on. You should
Yeah,
have a crackhead on your show.
An active crackhead.
An active crack, like where you literally go up to people on the street and go, "Yo, you want to be on a podcast? I'll give you $5,"
Yeah.
and you just interview them.
I'm trying to get magicians on, dude. I love magic.
Ooh, I know a couple of magicians.
We went to a magic show last week.
Okay,
It was great.
magic's awesome.
Magic is awesome.
You a Penn and Teller fan?
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
I'll get in YouTube holes of like America's Got Talent, and they're like, "Hey, so
I'll watch Penn and Teller's Fool Us on YouTube a lot.
yeah."
That shit's fucking fire.
Especially
I
when
love
they
that
fool
shit.
'em. You're just like, "Damn, how good are you?"
Yeah, any form of entertainment really like that kind of stuff.
I met a dude at Applebee's who like makes magic tricks for like the big acts.
Oh, really?
It's just some random dude. But I met him at
I keep forgetting
Applebee's.
that you're a bartender too.
Yeah.
That's so crazy to me.
Yeah, I met him at Applebee's years ago, but he knows dude that was on this podcast, JR, who's a piercer. And I hit JR up like a week ago. I was like, "You still friends with that dude who does magic?" And he was like, "Fuck yeah, I am."
No shit.
So I got to reach out to that guy.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, "Can you do magic right here?" And he'll be like, "Yeah,
Be like, yeah.
I can do magic.
Fuck
That's what
you.
I do, man. I do magic. Magic's sick, dude."
Magic's dope. I'm a fan of that. So,
So yeah.
but yeah, so I guess like that was something good that came out of quarantine, I guess. was like getting back into all that shit again.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. And then ever since like things have been like slowly opening back up to some kind of way, it's so hard to like get momentum again or to like keep momentum.
It is.
You know?
I do hear you on that.
It would just be so much easier to just kind of like fade away
Yeah.
with it.
Listen, I was loving life, and I like if it happened again, like when we were shut down, I was like, "This is the best shit ever, dude."
Yeah.
You don't got to do nothing.
Well, I get to hide. I get to hide from like my
Life
destiny.
itself,
Yeah. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
if you
It
think
gave
about
me a
your
good
destiny
excuse.
Too much. It's very overwhelming. You're
Yeah.
like, oh my god. Like,
Yeah.
What am I? It goes back to that. I'm like, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
How bad do I want this? And it ultimately comes back like I probably want it pretty bad if I'm fucking wondering what I'm doing with my life.
Right. Well, when someone throws you a bone and is like, well, you know, like you got this coming your way if you do this. And so I know for me, like, I know that that shit is never going to fucking come down the pipe, you know, like I just have to go out and do it. And that's essentially what I really want to do at the end of the day is just like go out and tour, whether it's solo or with a band, and just actually just start doing it again. And obviously try to be safe about everything that I'm doing. But I'm almost at the point where if I don't do it, I should just stop now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like do it all the way or just don't do it.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, moving to Nashville was a big step.
well, that's part of being that like part of like doing that thing that I talked about. It's like this could be a complete total fucking failure, but I have to define what like a failure actually looks like to me in order for me to say that it was a failure.
Even like if I've come to find like since I'm big into comedy, but like even with music, like there's like acts out there who like nobody knows of, but they make a better living than like I do. You know
Sure.
what I mean?
Sure.
Like there's musicians like that aren't like super mainstream, but like especially in like the folk scene, like unless you're like listening to folk, you don't give a fuck about these people. I remember we were doing an open mic and someone covered a Father John Misty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and your one boy was like, can you believe they covered it on American Idol? I'm like, you should be happy. That's your guy. You should be happy that he got that recognition, you know. And he was like, what a sellout. I was like, oh, folklore sellout, dude. Good for you.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. I don't really have too much of it. I think that if you are doing what you love to do, and you know, if you think it's a banger, then that's all that really should matter at the end of the day. And then if other human beings fucking like your shit, then like get over it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't get to pick and choose who your fans are, or you don't get to pick and choose like what kinds of people like your songs. If like you have a bunch of teeny boppers or you have a bunch of fucking losers that like your shit, like then like own it, you know? It's like everyone's just fucking people, man. And I don't know, everyone that's ever come up to me and said like, yo, I listened to that thing, like that shit's dope. Like it means the world. You know what I mean? It's like it's the best feeling in the world, especially when it's like authentic and they're not just trying to make you feel better because they're your friend.
I love all the, and I am your friend, but I love all the through the motion stuff.
Thanks, man.
I called you when it came out.
Yeah, no,
and I said it's very train wreckish, and you were like
that shit. Yeah, that shit was totally like a train wreck inspired thing. The stuff that we're putting out now, we ended up getting some very interesting comments on, you know, this shit should have died in the 2000s, or it's a bunch of dudes in their 30s like still playing this shit, like get the fuck over it kind of thing. And I'm like, all right, you know,
but
that's cool.
But it's very good.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah,
you know
but
what,
what do you want me to be listening to in my 30s? You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the point I'm trying to make is that like I didn't write the music for you, dude.
Yeah.
I wrote it for people that like wanted to fucking vibe out. And to be honest with you, I wanted to write and create something that I thought would be listenable. And that's an art form too. Like, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Like writing something that's listenable across multiple kinds of,
like, I personally
you know
thought
what I mean?
Donda was not listenable, but people are like, yo, this is fucking Abbey Road. And I'm like, it's not Abbey Road.
It's not Abbey Road. I listen to Donda. I like Kanye West. I think
well, you
Kanye
did the Go to Jail, which is one of the few songs I actually did like.
Kanye's dope. I don't know about the whole like separate the art from the artist kind of thing. I think that like wherever you are in your life, like is kind of how you're going to react to anything that you're listening to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is why like when most people are in their when they're like 14, 15 years old or whatever it is, like that's what they kind of listen to for the rest of their life, stylistically or whatever.
Yeah, I'll never get over Newfound Glory.
Nah, it's the same, man.
I'm like,
you
that's
know,
my shit.
right?
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. But I think that like if you're in your 30s and you know you have an album like Donda that comes out and you're not like in a spiritually weird place, it's probably not going to be the best album you've ever heard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And-
Or if you're,
and-
yeah, and I don't know. People are like subjective to what like they consider like good music. I think that's $1 million conversation. I don't believe in
well, I
such
think
a
the
thing.
biggest thing about music is it's so subjective.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Same with comedy. Same with any art form. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's someone out there who probably thinks Picasso sucks
right,
at painting.
right.
You know, there was someone back in Picasso's day who was like, he ain't even that good. You know what I mean?
Sure. I mean, like, what in your opinion do you think that you define as like good music?
Me personally,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm very stuck in 90s hip hop and like late 90s, early 2000s pop punk.
Right,
That's what I want to listen to.
right. But
And
that's
stuff like my parents listen to. Like, I love the Beatles.
right.
I like Fleetwood Mac. My mom loves Fleetwood Mac. I'm
Yeah.
not like, oh, I love them. But, you know, I like them. I enjoy it.
Fleetwood Mac's good.
Yeah.
And the thing, okay, so with
I
that,
can get down with anything, really, honestly, as long as it's good. Some stuff just sucks, in my opinion. But yet again, at the end of the day, that's my opinion. Like, I went to school for music, and the first thing like I realized, I was like, this is so subjective.
did you
Because
really?
Yeah.
Where'd you go to school for?
Bucks.
Oh, you went to Bucks?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Then I realized what a terrible major.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did. I think I went for music for like one semester.
Plus, those people are like leaps and bounds ahead of like anything that like. I feel like there's a difference between songwriting and being a technically good musician because, you know,
That's
what I mean?
fair.
You can write a catchy song, but like that one chord's off and it don't fit in there. And someone technical, their brain won't let them be like, that doesn't belong there. You know what I mean?
I think the two biggest things that I learned about living down in Nashville is like from a songwriting perspective is that the more authentic you are, the more like whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Authenticity is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Like, and people can pick up on something whether it's bullshit or not. And it doesn't necessarily have to be about you, but it's about your perspective of whatever it is you're singing about. You know, it's like everyone can say the world sucks, but if you have like an interesting way to say the world sucks from your perspective, then that's worth listening to.
Exactly.
So, and then the other thing is that you have to be able to tell a story. You know what I mean? And if you in really good songs tell really good stories, or it tells a story musically, like Trainwreck by Boys Night Out tells a fucking awesome story.
Yeah.
And even going
concept albums are just blow my mind in general. I'm just
but
like,
even
you
going
made-
further, if you know the story about the band or about the person, you understand what's going on to such more, which is why when they have songwriter rounds down there, like the songwriter will talk about what the song is about from their perspective and give a little bit background. So when they play it, you can connect with it more. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why I say Anything's like one of those bands that I love. They definitely fell off a train like the past couple albums, but like just the fact of him, because he's like just not all there. He's a couple sandwiches short of a picnic basket, and he just is telling the story of that.
He got a family, dude. And I
and
think,
he got a family.
Yeah, and so in my like perspective of that whole thing is like anytime that I feel like it's extremely difficult to have both passions at the same rope, if that makes sense. Because if you love something so much, like traveling and touring and like all that shit, and also have a family at home that you love so much and care about, you want to be at both places.
Absolutely.
And like even for like a hot minute when I was like dating someone recently, my first initial thought was, I got to get a career. I got to get financially responsible.
I need a 401k. In there,
I need to get a retirement plan. You know, where are the kids going to stay? You know, and then I got this like insane anxiety, like that, like literally leveled me, like to the point of where I couldn't even like function.
Yeah.
And after that, it made me realize I was like, my work isn't done yet. And I fucking hate to say it like that because like, it just sounds like I just realized like how fucking codependent I actually am towards like performing, I guess, if that makes sense. And as soon as I ended up like starting dating someone else, I was so codependent towards them to fulfill that like certain need for me, I guess.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense at all. And that's not fair to them, obviously. And that's not a relationship even. But I still think that I have too much work that I want to do in that department of my life. And I need to like really make it happen. So
Yeah, I feel like you're taking all the right steps. You know what I mean? You're doing it, you know, for lack of better, you are doing it. So there's a lot to be said about that because a lot of people don't even attempt to do anything, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I do believe that there's balance between all that and that you have to like learn how to be responsible for your friendships, relationships or whatever. And the people that like love you and care about you and all that shit, like, will just want you to be happy anyway.
Yeah.
You know? But when that happiness is like kind of like.
I mean, life does definitely get in the way of things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if someone says 401k, I start sweating, my palms start sweating. I'm like, I'm not where I should be in life. Yeah,
right.
I'm making a huge mistake. You know?
Yeah.
And then people are like, then I just got to remind myself, like, calm down. You know what I mean?
Right.
Then someone will post that like sappy bullshit on Instagram, like fucking
just got engaged.
This person didn't make it till their 40s. So, and I'm like, yeah, but still.
Right.
It's terrifying. Yeah. Nonetheless, it's still terrifying.
Yeah. And
what
like,
in your brain supposed to tell you not to be a human being with fears and fucking emotions and be like, oh,
there's something to be said about that with the whole like social structuring about like having certain achievements by certain ages and how the way that social media has basically like glorified pride to the umpteenth degree and how much how depressing that is to be a part of that, to be a part of this part of like society or whatever it is, you know. It's so hard to compare yourself to just yesterday now, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm comparing myself to fucking me 5 years from now.
Yeah. I could have been doing better yesterday than I am today, you know what I mean? But whatever. Tomorrow's a new day. Hopefully. Yeah.
See ya. Yeah,
hang it
right.
up there, buddy.
Yeah.
How often does that creep into your head?
Pretty often.
Yeah.
But I think, I don't know. Like, I feel like I don't know if it's like when I'm the happiest or when I'm the most delusional, but like normally when I'm doing things that like, I think that are so far out of my reach and I'm like doing shit like that, like that's when I'm like alive or the most alive. Yeah. Essentially. You know what I mean? And I need to start getting back into doing that stuff again. Getting back into running was the first big step for me personally.
Goggins would be proud, man.
I'm looking to do.
I always feel like it follows me around, like just end it all. You know, in the back of my head, just like.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that.
I sounded like I just swallowed a cock there. And
it was
terrible.
Yeah. And it all.
I love cock, so that's all that matters.
That's good.
On the record.
So let's talk about the other good thing. I don't know if anyone has brought this up on your podcast yet, but you got a huge dick, dude.
Yeah, that's what's up, dude.
Has anyone brought that up?
I think someone has.
Has someone?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean. That is like the sickest sense of humor ever.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like let's create this guy.
I always compared it to like going to France but not seeing the Eiffel Tower. You know what I mean?
With you.
Yeah.
As a person.
Yeah.
And your cock being the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the point of having it?
Right.
You know? It's like you went to France and you didn't see the Eiffel Tower. What's the point?
Why'd you go?
Yeah,
exactly.
Have it. You get it, dude.
To have a cigarette?
That's me, yeah.
No, dude, let's create this guy that has low self-esteem and just give him a fucking schnitzel.
Yeah, that's what's up.
You know what I mean?
I'm terrified because my mom might listen to this.
Really?
Yeah.
She knows you have a big dick. She made you.
Okay. Why is that everyone uses that as their thing? They're like, she changed your diapers. I was like,
let me tell you something.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. My mom probably knows I have a small dick.
People make jokes about my dick.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
They see my schmeckle.
Yeah.
Dude, they see your schmeck.
Yeah, they know. You know what I mean? There's no shame about it. You should have no shame about, you know. But every time you want to kill yourself.
Yeah, I just think about my dick. Dude, I have never been more ashamed of anything than my dick.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so nuts.
Because every year we do the gratitude day at Living Green.
And you talk about your hammer.
No.
You say,
up on the microphone and there's like at least 400 people there and 100 people are in the back and it echoes and they're like, hammer. And I'm like, I will kill myself. I'm so ashamed.
You have 399 people that go up there and say, I'm grateful for my family, my job, but man, my dick is just not big enough.
I would never say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would never
When she whispers in my
I'm not
ear,
proud-
it's okay.
Yeah. I'm not proud of my dick, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's
I've had Nate always brings up, and he's like, if I had your dick with my personality, I'm like, first of all, what
Right.
makes you think you have a good personality?
Nate's got an awesome personality.
I know. I should.
The fact that I had to introduce myself to him 3 times.
Yeah, and he always says, "Who the fuck is Rob?"
Yeah, that. Yeah,
Fun fact: I bring it up every time. Worst guest on this podcast.
Nate?
Yeah,
really?
he froze up.
Really?
The light got to him, and he was like, "What?"
He just
And
didn't
they were
know
all
how to.
carrying- They were all carrying on playing games back there, and they were talking, and like it happens every week. And he was the first person ever to be like, "Can you stop them?" And I was like, that seems like,
He had the light on him.
yeah. And I'm a guest in this house, so I'm like, hey, can you guys stop talking? Davron, can you stop talking in your own house? Because Nate's freaking out.
I mean, I get
That's
it.
embarrassing.
Some people just aren't made for like that.
He's getting a redemption shot.
Okay.
We're gonna bring it out of him.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Whatever.
It has to be.
So yeah.
Yeah. So I hate my penis.
Yeah. I mean,
Biz came on and talked about my dick.
about your okay. So
In
I'm not
fact,
the-
that's what the whole episode was about.
About your hammer.
An hour, and about how if he had a bigger dick, his life would probably be dramatically different.
I don't know. I
said,
think
would it?
I'm like, so I took like a year off from all that stuff, and then
From dicks?
yeah,
Okay.
from my dick, and I mean like just in general, just
Did
like
you give up fapping for a year?
yeah, well
Wow.
not fapping.
You were fapping
I
still?
went for about 6 months,
No fap.
nothing.
Wow.
Yeah,
I can definitely do it for a week. Like sometimes I just don't want to be touched.
I
get in those rhythms a lot where I'm just like, I don't want to be.
yeah, and there was I there was a lot of like quarantine. Started going therapy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're
All
like,
that
I'm
shit.
fapping too much in quarantine.
I mean, dude, there was a time where I went to
How many times have you fapped once in a day?
in a
like,
setting?
How many, in a day? How many faps have you got?
probably
in
like
a day?
7 or 8.
7?
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't your dick just spew out smoke?
Well,
after
no,
7?
yeah, just, you
Yeah,
know,
and you're
like,
just like-
just sawdust.
Yeah.
No, there was one time where I thought I had something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I gotta go to the dick doctor. I gotta
Yeah.
get this shit checked out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I go to a dermatologist. You know what I'm saying? And I ended up going into. I ended up going into the dermatologist. Like he's like, all right, like they're like Rob, you know, like, and I come in, and it wasn't even a fucking doctor's office. It
Yeah.
was an office,
Yeah.
like where they.
You were in a cubicle and he was like, with that bad boy. Yeah.
No, essentially, you know what I mean? And the guy was like fat and weird, and he had like short arms. He couldn't even type to his
Yeah.
keyboard, so he had one of those talk to text microphones.
That's great.
And he's like, "All right, let's see it."
Yeah.
So and he's like, "Come around the side of the desk."
Yeah.
And I dropped my pants, showed him my dick, and he's like, "Oh, you're just beating off too much."
Yeah. You're just fapping too much.
And he
dude.
said into the microphone, overuse masturbation, and it showed up on his screen, and then he just fucking prescribed me some steroid cream
Yeah.
for my
And
dick.
that's on your record now.
Yeah, this is in.
So when you have a stroke, the doctor will be like, you fap a lot, man.
Yeah.
Did that cause this?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But
Yeah, man.
yeah, I don't know. I think that shit. I personally think that shit like warped my mind a lot, and it's just from someone that's really good at numbing emotion out really
Yeah.
well,
And numbing your cock, obviously.
numbing my cock. It was just too much, and I wanted to take some time off from all that because I want a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
I want to be able to date someone and like respect someone.
Yeah.
And just be able to whatever. And I just have been unsuccessful at that for a long fucking time. And guess what? Like I'm the constant in all those situations.
True.
So I've been
Lowest common
trying.
denominator.
So I've been trying to do some work with that shit, and it's fucking hard, man. No pun intended, but yeah, that's kind of like, not to say that I'm not, going to do that shit ever again. It's just not as frequent as it was, for so long. It's like, I don't know.
Have you ever met someone who has a huge cock and they say they have a huge cock? Because I instantly don't believe them when they say it.
Well, you don't say that you have a huge cock.
I'm humiliated by it. I
you're-
have great shame behind it.
You have,
and I feel like most people
maybe you
would-
should go to therapy about your dick.
Yeah, and I should be like, Doc, listen, I'm ashamed of my cock.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, and they'll be like,
That's how a lot of videos start.
Yeah.
and I'll get on his talk to text and I'll
And
be
the
like, let me see it.
Doctor says, "Let me see it."
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Starts
dude.
fucking just. Yeah.
Are we talking guy doctor? 'Cause-
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It can be both.
Yeah.
It can be a guy and a girl doctor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We did talk about starting an esports league.
How big are your balls? Has anyone ever
I
talked
guess
about your
they're-
balls?
No, I don't think so.
No one's ever talked about
I
your
think
balls?
they're like normal balls, I guess.
Are your balls normal and your dick is huge?
Let's see them. Comparison real quick.
No.
We'll pixelate them.
No.
Release.
Can you pixelate that on camera?
Pixelate it up. We'll pixelate it.
You
I
see
feel
this,
so
dude?
bad.
This is the great shame I feel when people
I feel
are just
so
even
bad about
talking
for your editor. It was-
Why? Nothing's getting edited, you know. This is all going out, you know. Your whole story about fucking some fat dude looking at your fucking sponsor.
I have no shame. I have no
Yeah.
shame
Yeah,
surrounding that stuff. Obviously, you do.
I do. Yeah,
But-
I'm very ashamed.
I mean, whatever.
What are
It's,
you gonna
it's a
do?
conversation. This isn't like, like the worst thing to talk about.
No, yeah, no.
You know?
I mean, I didn't fucking change the subject. You know what I mean? I tackled it
You
head
did.
on. I'd
You
rather not talk about it, but we did, and we're all better people. You know,
Johnny told me to bring it up because I
Yeah.
talked to him on the phone yesterday or
I
a couple
know.
days ago.
I think I told him I wanted him to come up and do.
Johnny needs to be on
Yeah.
this show.
I'm worried about him. That's my good buddy. I feel like he's sad.
Johnny is doing good.
He's doing good.
Yeah.
Johnny's
He's
do
doing
good
good.
is doing
Doing
good.
good.
Yeah.
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 You should have beard on for sure too.
Yeah. And
Your fucking boy.
He'll make fun of Mark for Valencia. He'll be like, Valencia fucking sucks. Am I right? And we'll be like, all right, man. Joe?
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. People never forget. Wasn't that in Super Bad? What movie is that from? And he's like, people never forget, Craig. I think Jenna. Dude, what movie was it?
I don't know.
People don't forget. It was super bad when he's like,
Yeah.
you peed your pants at 13.
Yeah, and he's like, some people don't. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
You won't forget, dude.
yeah, people don't forget, dude.
All right, man.
Yeah, so that was the thing, you know.
Yeah. So everything else is good though, for the most part, with
Yeah.
everything, right?
Yeah, we were talking about starting our own esports team. I said we should call it iGay.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
lowercase I, capital GAY, like
That's
an
right.
iPhone. Yeah,
Right,
iGay.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is also my fantasy football team name.
There you go.
iGay.
There you go.
I try to get a good fantasy football team name that's just like people are like, why is this your thing?
I think definitely within the course of the next year or so, I would like, if there's a world where I can find a balance between playing video games and traveling
Yeah.
and doing that shit, then that would be fucking awesome.
I know. You and Mark and Davron all make music. You guys should team up and make video game music.
I talked about that with people for a long fucking time. We should team up and do that shit. I think that so I don't know if there's a market for this, but I don't know if people have an actual soundtrack to listen to when they play Ultimate, right? Or do they? Is there YouTube channels that have DMC free shit that they can stream while they play the game? Because
That's exactly where you want your music.
exactly, you know what I mean? And I think that like no one ever really, I feel like that's such like an untapped market.
Yeah.
But at the same time too, I don't know how the fuck you make money off of that unless people donate like to you or
Yeah.
like literally pay you to like write or fucking
Well,
give me an hour of just shit.
I think people would donate. We saw with fucking, since we're both Smash guys, Summit, they donate for people to get in the
Yeah.
prize pot. And what did you say Melee's was? 50K?
Something like that.
And I think Summit got up to 100K. I don't know. I watched it. You think I would know?
Yeah. That Summit, did you watch that Melee Summit? That was one of the greatest. Did either one of you guys watch that Melee Summit?
No.
It was like, I don't want to ruin it for you, but literally probably one of the greatest.
Hungry Box?
No, it was Mango and Zayn in grand finals, but it was literally one of the greatest sets of all time.
Yeah,
And I'm not just saying that just to say that shit.
Yeah.
It was like literally incredible. Like you ever like watch something and you're like literally popping off by yourself watching it,
Yeah.
kind of thing. That's pretty much what was going on.
I know.
It was insane, dude.
Do you ever see yourself popping off? in a video game.
I've done it.
You've done it.
I've done it. I did it when I played Hollow Knight, and I streamed Hollow Knight, and I beat that game for the first time.
You got up.
I popped off. It was a
when I
big
got
deal. I
into it.
fucking invested 68 hours in that motherfucker,
Yeah,
dude.
I popped off when I got into Elite. Like,
Did you? By yourself?
Because it was like, because nothing happens. It just like pops up and it's like, you can now participate
You popped
in Elite
off?
Smash. And I got up and I was like,
Yeah, you did.
I put a Kevin Garnett jersey on and I was like, anything is possible.
Right. I did the same
Then
thing.
my mom and dad were like, you're a loser. Get your own house.
Yeah, get your own. Move out.
Yeah, move out already, dude.
Nah, I did that shit. I did that shit when I won a Warzone solo too.
Warzone solo. We're coming to about the end. Are you going to grace us with a special cover that I requested? On the spot. Yeah.
I mean, if
And maybe an original too, if you want. You don't.
I don't know. I mean, you're my boy, Joe,
Yeah.
and I feel like it'd be kind of cringy to do it, but I'll do it
Yeah.
for you.
I won't be in the a cover of a song that every time someone does music, I'm like, can you cover this song? And everyone has said no so far. They're like, nope.
He asked me to fucking bring the guitar to do it, and I was like,
I still don't know the song.
it's fucking
4 Non-Blondes. What's up?
super cringy.
Super cringy.
I'm getting water though.
Get a water, man. I think this concludes for the most part. Stick around.
Yeah, what are we doing?
He was going to do a song.
Jay, you gotta warn me about this shit.
I know. I'm
I
sorry.
gotta set up the mic. It's the second time. It's like he's his
No,
dad.
the 8th.
The 8th time.
You never tell him.
It just slips my mind until we get here, and then I'm like, oh, yeah.
Do it with this.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't give a fuck. This is literally just for Joe.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, he's a good.
I would've said no.
Joe's a good friend.
I'll just give him my
He's like your best
microphone,
friend.
dude.
That's why you gotta do stuff.
Oh, we have so much time.
Joe is a best friend.
That much time.
He's not even just a friend. He is a
That's
best
the
friend.
problem. That's why.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the problem right there, buddy.
Actual.
Should I swivel this microphone?
No.
I don't think it.
Yeah, I can hear it.
I think it will be. Is whatever is it's supposed to be.
Yeah, listen, you'll do this, then we'll play some Smash Brothers, and we'll have a good time, dude.
I'm never playing this game again.
I say that every time I play.
I had a real bad night so far too. It's just not good.
You guys are getting smoked.
I don't know, dude.
Got second place in the tournament.
Oh.
It's terrible.
Yeah, but he had it one.
I had it won.
Ah, okay. So
He was dead.
spaghetti everywhere is what you're saying. That cover was one of the best.
It was lit. You
That
did
was
it
one
at
of the
a-
best.
I felt the magic, and everyone denied me, and I said, "Well, when Rob comes on here, I'm gonna get it captured because I don't think
Really? Oh my god! Now I have.
Yeah,
Now I have to like fucking hold up to a reputation too.
yeah.
There was something special that happened that night though.
Yeah.
That was like one of the best. Like
Mark came out of the rap game that night.
What night was that?
the Hope in Many Forms.
Many Forms.
Yeah.
Then his
That
band
was
played.
fire.
Really good. How was that so good? It's not. I wasn't ever that good again. I feel like.
Yeah.
That was like
There was some just energy in that room.
Yeah,
It was one of the many instances because I flamed Cody in front of everyone that I was like, I think I should be doing stand up instead. Because he was like, "You fucking suck." I was like, "You sweat when you think about food," and everyone was like, "Oh."
Joe, I think I swear to God, if you literally just stood on stage with a ukulele and just never like sung anything,
Yeah, and just kept tuning in.
And just yeah, that's hilarious. That's just you doing that shit is
Yeah.
like literally so
Almost
funny.
to the point where people be like, "Does he know how to play guitar?"
No, I'm just saying.
I know, but that would
And
be
you're-
part of
and
the
then you're-
mystery.
Yeah, like
They're
literally,
like, does he just have a guitar, or does
you,
he
like,
actually know
literally-
how to? And I just never get.
you
to
never
that.
play the song.
Yeah,
That's like so funny.
that is funny.
All right, we're gonna fucking
Take
Where
us
is it?
out on the high note, dude.
yeah, right. This is an absolute fucking high note, I guess. "25 years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope for a destination. Realized quickly when I knew I should, the world was made of his brotherhood of man. For whatever that means. And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed, try to get it all out what's in my head, and I'm feeling a little peculiar. And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I say, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? Ooh, 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 ooh. That's with your dick in your mouth. And I cry. Oh my God, do I cry? I cry all the time. Song's about you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sean. And I pray. Oh my God, do I pray? I pray every single day for revolution. And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed, try to get it all out what's in my head, and I'm feeling a little peculiar. And so I wake in the morning, I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream at the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on?
Beautiful.
There you go.
There you go. All right,
Merry
man.
Christmas.
It's been great having you on, dude, and I'll catch you next time you're home.
Hey, thanks for sharing.
Hey, thanks.
You know what I realized that Joe White is? Joe White's the white